Welcome to Holding Space. Michael Zinn is a visual producer and creative photographer using his imaginative visionary energy to channel Zen and hold space for spiritual and innovative discussion. Each episode creates a supportive, accepting, and open environment that allows exploration and expertise to come together with engaging and entertaining convergence. With guest and community all helping the shape of the way, Michael is grateful to be together to hold space. Now here is your host of Holding Space, Michael Zinn.
Yes, here I am holding space. I haven't done that in a while. Actually held this space in my hands, this box that we're in. What's happening? It's Tuesday. That means it's time for me to hold some space. I was just saying to Kelly and Nancy that I was realizing how grateful I am for this space to hold, because I'm not only holding space for my guest, I'm not only holding space for you guys, but I'm holding space for myself, which is really, really important. And I think that realizing that is part of it, right? Realizing that you're doing something for yourself, and that you're doing it because you love doing it. What's up, Tim? What's up, Arnie? I see you guys pulled up the first two seats. I see some new people coming in here as well. Kathleen Connor, what's up? Good to see you. I see Carol Johnson. What's happening? Good to see you as well. Some new people that I've been seeing around the Sacred Spiral Network, and some old friends, Mia My Shadow and Jennifer McCormick. Nice to see you. Geraldine, what's happening? Good to see you. And Evelyn, awesome, awesome, awesome. Everybody's settling in. I'm gonna just let everybody settle for a minute before I do the three breaths. Breathing is fundamental, as I always say, and it's what's so cool about breathing is it's one, it's free, absolutely free. Two, it's happening all the time, and you're not thinking about it, but when you stop and you sit and you think about it and you do it and you allow it to happen and you just think about it, magic things can happen. And that's what meditation is all about. I know so many people out there, probably not a lot of people in this audience, but I know a lot of people out in public, when you talk about meditation, are like, oh, I can't meditate. I can't slow my brain down, which I don't think that's what you need to do. I think mindfulness is actually opening up your brain almost to be more receptive to everything that's happening in the moment. Um, so it's not about slowing down your brain. I think it's just more about letting your brain do what it's doing and just being there and observing it and being able to sit and observe it. But I'm babbling already. I see a bunch of people come in and reminding me, what's up, Kim Princess, to tell you guys to participate. Hashtag live. It's the easiest way to tick the algorithm and let the algorithm know that there's a community of people out there who are gathering to have a conversation. And that's the most amazing thing I see happening on the internet platforms, social media platforms, in light of, COVID has been coming up a lot in light of COVID and all of the division that just happened across social media. I feel like these kinds of shows and these kinds of conversations and plug the Sacred Spiral Network, these kinds of communities are creating some amazing energy and are just great places for people to hang out. And you guys are all testament to that. You guys just show up, you pull up your seats, and you start hashtagging live, and that's amazing. That's just a testament to it. And what's up, Maggie? Good to see you as well. So as I said, we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. It wouldn't be a show on the Sacred Spiral Network without shouting out to Kelly Brickle, who has been working her butt off, making everything happen here, including my show. She's been actually putting energy into my show when I was supposed to be helping her. And I do a lot of help too. I love making the intros for all the shows. I love being connected to all of the people, even by 1 degree. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And I love the community. I love you guys. So let's all connect now that everybody's in their seats and settled. Let's connect together by doing breathing. I like to do it to like a 4 count, but if that's not your rhythm, don't worry about it. It's more, like I said, it's more about just being aware of the breath in, feeling it fill you up, and then being aware of the breath out as a release. Like think of it mentally as a release, and when you do that, it's amazing because you feel it as a release if you actually think of it as a release. And that's another good testament to my philosophies of intention is everything. Energy is everything. So if you intend to let out your breath and then let out anything else that you need to let out, stuff that happened during the day that you don't need to hold on to, let it out. So let's do it. I see hashtag sage. Yes, Evelyn is saying sage. Tim is saying hashtag stage. I like that. Another opportunity to tickle the algorithm. All right, let's do it. Everybody ready for the 3 breaths here at Holding Space? Breathing in, holding it for a second at the top, and breathing out and letting your shoulders fall. I love that. Another one in. Up at the top. And then an intentional release. Letting your whole body just relax with the exhale. And the last one together. Hold it up for a second and then release it and just let it go. Feel it go. Listen to sage still ringing. I love that. Breathing is fundamental and fun. It's actually physiological, right? Like you're actually bringing more oxygen into your bloodstream, and like there's physiological things that are happening. So it's science, it's quantum, it's intention, it's everything. All right, so let's go. I'm excited now. I'm pumped up. So my guest tonight is a member of the Sacred Spiral Network. She has a show called Fashionably Spiritual with Jennifer Rose, and I'm curious. I was trying to remember. I feel like she's been around longer than that, but maybe that's a past life. I don't know, um, but she's Nancy Muratalla is she's a spiritual psychic medium. She's a Reiki energy healer. She's an intuitive card reader. All of the things that we love here at the Sacred Spiral Network. So people are already cheering. Nancy, woohoo, sharing the show. Thank you, Sherry Daniels. And I'm going to welcome back to Holding Space a returning champion, Nancy Muratalla. How you doing, Nancy?
Hi, thank you. Gosh, it's been a minute since I've been on with you.
Yeah, it has. It's
Thank you.
and it's been actually like a bit over a year that I've been doing the show. I can't even believe it here on Holding
Wow.
Space.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really time flies. I know. I
totally.
was just thinking the same thing. And oh my gosh, it was so great, getting to hear your story yesterday on Jennifer's show of you
Oh,
and
thank
Janice
you.
from the Love Show. That was beautiful,
It was
Michael.
fun. It was fun to share, and it was fun to even like just realize like, hey, we do have a cool story. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Everyone is greeting you. Brian Law is here. What's up, Brian? Good to
Hi,
see you.
everyone.
Everyone's saying, "Hey, Nancy. Hey, Nancy." Good to see
Aw,
everybody. I
nice
love
to
it.
see
It's such a
everyone.
great group, right? It's like
Oh my
bring
God, we're
up
so
your energy,
lucky.
bring it in. I love
Yeah,
it. I love
we
it.
really the whole gang's here. We're so lucky.
Totally, totally. And Evelyn agrees, a fairy tale story. You know what? And I think that was the cool part of the Costa Rica was like we made it that way. We were like, let's just make it into a fairy tale. Like, why not? We're here. Let's do it. You know.
That is really quite beautiful to know that you guys actually knew each other, and then you found your way back to each other
Hmm.
in that way. And I think
Hmm.
you're getting ready to celebrate your year anniversary soon, right?
We are. Yep, yep. July
Wow.
7th. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
oh,
That's
July.
that's
That's fantastic.
that's when it
Yeah,
happened. Yeah.
I'm 39 years in May.
Wow. Congratulations.
That's a whole drama story. That's a whole nother sitcom.
Oh yeah. did you do her show yet? Did you go on the love show yet?
No,
No.
I don't know. I don't know that she wants us.
Yeah. You know what? Drama is sometimes an interesting, there's interest in it. It makes the story interesting, I think,
We would
That's all
be
good.
totally not agreeing with one another. We wouldn't be on the same page.
Oh,
I'd
that's
be, no, no,
hysterical.
no, that's not how it went.
But you know what? I feel like we've spoken about that and you've told me about your relationship and you're in a good relationship as far as I know, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I met my husband in high school. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the statistically, like that is not very common.
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost, have to, like, when I say 39 years out loud, it's like, did you get married at birth? I'm like, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
We'll
Almost.
see.
Yeah. That's amazing. And Jennifer says, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, listen, and love ain't easy sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right?
And I think that's a part of it, right? And life ain't easy, right? And
No.
I think we were even talking about that, right? Adversity and being outside of your comfort zone is where you grow, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if you're willing to hang in there in a relationship and respect that other person, even though they may be driving you up the wall, but there's something there that you just know is connected, right?
They're
And
just
so
part
you'll,
of you. They
yeah,
become part of your history. They become just, they're like an extension of you. And,
totally.
it's like, there's no doubt in my mind that this was not the journey that I was supposed to be on.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
wholeheartedly, till death do us part. And even then, that doesn't end, right?
Right.
You know
So
that.
it's interesting because in a way, I totally hear what you're saying. Like it's a feeling, right? It's just like this knowing, right? Like this
Yeah.
person is in. But I also said it yesterday, like it's also a choice. It's like I
Yes.
I I want that person to be the one. Like there's a million other people out there, and I could probably find other people that are just as compatible and whatever,
Maybe
but
richer,
why?
maybe a lot of things, right? Maybe
Yeah,
they have
right.
hair on their head still, all the things.
Right. And then there's for me, there's the other voice that says, "But why? Like I don't need
Yeah.
to." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but why?
The
Yeah.
the interesting, not to turn your show into the love show tonight, but the
No,
interesting
this is
thing about
great. I love
it
it.
is that when you are married for so long, um, things change. Like you do change as a person. So your love story, evolves and changes. And honestly, I'm not the same 16-year-old girl at, age 60. So you're right. It is a choice. Like I'm very comfortable with myself. I can spend time by myself. It's not a need like a 16-year-old, like, oh my gosh, oh my God, they need to be here. Oh my God, I need to be with them. Like it evolves and changes.
Yeah,
So as an
totally.
actual real adult, when you get into a relationship, the hope is that they are just an added extension to um, add value. But it's not like you have to have it. You're content
Totally.
with yourself.
Another important part that we were talking about last night, right? You can't depend on somebody for your happiness. You can't look outside of yourself for happiness. You need to
Yeah.
be
Oh,
happy inside in order to share true happiness with somebody else, right?
that's right. That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
God bless Jennifer McCormick.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring you up. Yeah, God bless you, Jennifer.
Every
Yeah.
time every time I connect with your husband, Jennifer, like I feel such a strong connection because I know the history is there, just like my husband and I have had. And you already know that he's around you today, and he's just giving you big hugs and kisses.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm also hearing it's not 180 days. It's continual. It's forever. It's forever. There is no stop.
Oh, I love that. What a great sentiment to come through.
No
That,
stop there.
that's beautiful.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
And Arnie saying people don't realize when you love yourself, it makes it so much easier to love another and never look for love to fix you, look for love to add to you. Yeah, and I think it's not only in romantic relationships, right, to love another, it's to love in general, to be love, right?
Yeah.
To walk around and to be love, when in the face of so much not love. You know what I mean? There's so much not love out there, right? And
Yeah.
to still walk through that and to be love and not to let the not love take your love away. you know?
Exactly. I
Uh,
mean, it's a brutal world, and you should be able to, enter your space at the end of a day and
mhm,
and feel that shelter, feel that love.
mhm.
Things may not be butterflies and sunshine and rainbows all the time, but to know that whether it's, a significant other or your whole family, like that's the best feeling in the world to know that
Totally,
these are your people and they love you, and you may
totally.
not always agree with each other, which is makes it spicy and fun anyway.
Yeah,
um
yeah, totally.
so it's awesome.
Interesting. And Jennifer saying, I feel him all around. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's interesting, Jennifer. What you just made me think of is very often when I see somebody getting upset, crying because they're like, "Oh, I miss my father," or they're thinking about a loved one. I don't practice psychic mediumship, right? But I do believe we all have this ability.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I try to go over to that person and I say, you're bringing them here by crying, by feeling what you're feeling, those feelings that you're feeling, like that's them, right? Like they're right here because you wouldn't be crying like that if they weren't right here. Feel that energy, allow that energy to like transmute from what you're used to defining as sadness and grief to connection,
That's right.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intuition is it's very natural to all of
Mhm,
us. I mean, we, you know, people say, you have to develop your mediumship, which you do, like any other
mhm,
thing that you want to learn. If you want to play
mhm,
football, if you want to
mhm, mhm,
play the violin, you have to, practice. But it does come really naturally for most of us. And I really believe that, you know, being a medium is not something that I want somebody to become addicted to or counting on. Like the really important thing for me is when I connect with people, I do like to give them the tools and give them the gentle reminders that you can feel this, you can sense this,
mhm, mhm,
it's
mhm,
all
mhm.
around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I didn't really have that when I was younger. And when
Mhm,
I say younger, I was very open in my 20s.
mhm,
Um, I would go to I actually I was always super picky about picking my mediums,
mhm,
and they
mhm.
all became like friends and BFFs, and they still are.
Right.
And the one medium that I met in my 20s, this is before I even knew I had fertility problems, she told me that I was going to adopt my son.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, sure. Okay, great. No clue.
Right.
And, come
How,
age 38, 6, 7, 8 years of doing fertility treatments, really just at my wits' end, thinking it's just never going to happen, wanting to throw in the towel, but can't throw in the towel.
mhm, mhm.
We had made a decision to adopt,
Right.
and it was a boy. Surprise! It was a boy. And
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Amazing. And so did you remember that story and were like, oh, I guess
Absolutely, I
I
did.
do have to give in. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Very open to all of that. But where I was going with that is that I almost started utilizing it when I was younger more as a reliant. Like this is happening in my life right now. What's the outcome? What's going to happen?
Right.
And
Right.
she used to tell me all the time, now look, Nancy, I'm just feeling into the energy right now. Like you have free will. You can turn left instead of right. I'm
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
no, no, no,
mhm.
no, 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 no. I want to know the absolute. You have to
Tell
tell me the
me. No,
absolute.
tell me. Yeah. Tell me the story.
She's like, it doesn't work like that. And now I understand that. I understand
That's
that.
interesting too, because and I do see people. So first you started talking, and I was like, you were describing to me like I've often talked about my psychic fetish, right? Like being around psychic readings because I feel that exchange, right? Like I'm not interested in having my own exchange or message necessarily, but to feel that person's loved one come back and deliver a message that's so evidential, right? I know evidential medium is the term, but
Yeah.
the message is the evidence to me, right? And the way that you can see a person like react to a message like, oh my goodness, like how the hell did you know that? Not only how did you know that, but the chills that come from the actual message that is
Yes,
happening, right? It's more important than the spectacle of how could you know that, right?
that's
It's
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I was thinking of that at first, and then I was just kind of thinking about now I forgot what I was thinking about. Oh my God,
It's
that's too
pretty
funny.
amazing though. Yeah.
It's again, I love being around it. I certainly sense it in my own levels, and I know there's a lot of people out there. I haven't been bringing up the chat, but I've been seeing you guys asking for some readings and stuff. And Nancy has agreed she'll do some readings, and I love that part of the show too. I get to sit back and watch and enjoy the energy. But I do want to talk about one kind of personal experience I didn't get to talk about last night on the Love Show. So it's related to what we were talking about earlier, and it's also kind of brings us into kind of my thoughts about mediumship, about channeling, about all of these different connections to energy, expressions of that connection that to me are exactly that. They're expressions of a connection to energy, right? Which is
Yeah.
the same thing. It's just coming out in a different expression. So the story is Janice and I, you know, we would often like lay together, after being together and kind of going out into the cosmos. We would just lay together and hold each other. And there was one moment that we were just laying together, totally relaxed. It was just that state of being. And in my head, I remember I started to think about, ooh, what if I went back in time to when we worked together in the cubicles, because we worked together 20 years ago. And as we were passing each other, I had in my head a specific vision of the corridor of the cubicles, right? As we were passing each other, I softly like brushed her neck or something like that to plant the seed of being here in this moment, laying with her, right?
Wow.
And in that thought, right, which was just a thought that came into my head, like it happened. Like I traveled time, I went back, I was in the corridor, I brushed her cheek or whatever it was, and then as I came back to the moment, I would say this is the only experience that I've ever had that I would label a download, right? Which is just like all of a sudden this information was in my head.
Wow.
And the information that was in my head was kind of defining the experience that I just had, saying everything is in your imagination. Everything that you think is reality. And that's why the experience felt so real, because it was real. It was in my
Yeah.
head. It happened.
Yeah. Would you say maybe perhaps it could have been a premonition? Sounds like it.
I wonder if that actually happened. Like, I don't remember that, but was that a memory or was that a thought? Like, what
Yeah,
was
it could
that?
have also been another lifetime. I'm sure you both have had other lifetimes together as
We've
well.
talked about that, yeah, as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, she definitely. I mean, she's a little more in touch with that, and she's definitely said that. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. That really resonated with me. That's the first thing I thought of, that perhaps that was another lifetime, because I feel like it was a vision and a feeling of familiarity
Hmm.
of a relationship with her.
Hmm.
There was some comfort there. There was some knowing there. It almost felt like it was perhaps in another lifetime as well. That's what I kind of
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's interesting. And I almost can see how it might have been in another lifetime, but almost represented to me as this moment that we could have had in this lifetime, you know what I mean, as well.
Mhm. And
Um,
here we are.
and here we are, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. And
So
so
think of it this way, though, Michael.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that premonition or that memory that you had could have also played a really important role in your reality in this lifetime. So synchronicity wise, maybe
Mhm.
you were supposed to have that to plant the seed for what was going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. Amazing. No, I think that's resonates, totally resonates. I love it.
That's
I
really beautiful. Actually, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So after I kind of came down from that moment, right? And I was like, was that a download? Like I just, was like, oh my God, what just happened? I started to think about some of my friends. I have this one friend in particular, Wendy, who channels Metatron. Um, I can't believe I can't think of her last name. Anyway, Wendy Gale. She channels Metatron. And I said, oh my God, that's how she does it. She imagines him, and that opens the doorway to
Hmm.
whatever Metatron is, that's whatever's coming through. She opens that portal by imagining it.
Yeah,
And
that
and
feels
I,
right
I would
too.
say I would say like, I would say all of the connections with source start with imagination, and it may just not feel that way.
Yeah,
Um,
a
yeah,
thought,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And Arnie says another fractal of you connected with, thus you have the memory experience. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
that's
Yeah,
pretty cool,
it is.
Michael.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think so too. And again, I don't practice myself. I've had my own experiences, which kind of validate all of these other things, right? And excuse me. And again, I love what's happening in this moment, not only in the spiritual community with a lot of people coming into their own psychic abilities and channeling, but with kind of the alien community and the multiverse community and the scientific community, quantum theory, all of these things are just kind of pointing to each other, as it all being connected.
Hmm.
And
Right.
actually, I think it was either Vivian or Evelyn that said, "I remind people that we're connected," and I guess that is kind of my belief, right? I believe that we're all connected, we're all in this together, and that's
Yeah.
why I like to hold space.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
want to ask you a couple of questions. I want to hold some space for you.
Sure.
Um,
I know
Jan.
Evelyn has a question for me too, so we can circle back.
Oh, I didn't see it. Uh,
She
Evelyn.
wants to
Oh, yeah,
know,
yeah,
when
yeah.
did I switch it up?
Yeah, let's go with that question first, because that's
All
kind of
right.
along the
That is
lines.
a fantastic question, Evelyn.
Yeah.
So, let's see, where do I start? I'll try to summarize it as quickly as I can. So always, even when I was younger, I always felt a presence around me. I was born in New York. Um, we also used to get like these little mini earthquakes or something where the things moved because I remember my bed moving around. But what really strong memory that I have, I shared a bedroom with one of my sisters. There was four of us girls, and I always could feel somebody sitting at the foot of my bed, and it was never an actual real person. But the funny thing is, even as young as I was, I don't remember ever feeling scared. It was always a very loving, peaceful feeling.
Mm.
So fast forward, that was some of my I really honestly have a terrible memory of being young. So there probably was more that I just don't remember, but that is the biggest impact one that I remember, that feeling. So fast forward to being, an adult. Always fascinated with mediums. Always, I probably had them on a pedestal. I was raised Catholic. I knew it was a no-no, but I didn't care. Like it was all about me and what I needed to
Mm.
know. And I loved my medium friends. So in 2011, which my 11ers, those are my numbers. I actually took a second job working for a medium. And, I'm very, I'm an admin, I'm organized, I'm a
I was
manager.
gonna say, what were you doing for the admin? So you were managing them?
I was managing her. I was,
Hmm.
booking her events, her retreats, getting her, making sure her appointments were all scheduled, rescheduling people as needed, kind of running everything in the background for her.
Cool.
And I really enjoyed it because, her clients would call in and I was always so fascinated. Like, I'm like, and really the rule was don't tell me too much because they don't know that I'm going to go tell her.
Right,
So
right, right.
the rule was always, but I was like, oh, and like, I was so fascinated with the calls that would come in.
Yeah.
So if you asked me then, I would tell you absolutely. I had no interest in being a medium. I'm too organized. I'm too in my conscious mind.
Mhm.
Everything has to be a schedule. I'm controlling. I'm all those things. So when my mom passed in 2014, she literally came to me, undeniably came to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there was just no turning back. And a couple
Yeah.
of my medium friends would call me, they would give me messages, and I'm like, right then and there, I knew that I needed to be able to turn someone else's pain in the slightest way to give them peace of mind,
Mhm. Mhm.
to give them some type of comfort that the love still continues and that they're still around.
Yeah.
So I just started developing and taking classes and doing all those things and
Amazing.
doing them today.
Amazing. So do you remember what it was like before? Like you said, you had no thoughts of even being a medium
None.
because I can look back and I can be like, wow, I can remember like not not being awake, right? And I don't want to say that being awake like in a judgmental way, but I can remember being less aware of
Yeah.
how much control I have over not having control, right? Let me use the right words. Let me say it the right way, right? It's being okay with the things you can control and the things that you can't control, but also being aware of your own essence and how what the vibe is you put out. I think so many people walk around just like with this vibe, they don't realize that everything that they think is going on to them that they're reacting to is the energy they're putting out, and it's like this vicious cycle of you get what you give, you
Yeah.
know. And once you realize, wait, I'm going to give again that whole be love thing. I'm just going to be loving because I know it comes back. And speaking of this, right? This whole everything is connected thing, I think that's also a part of like reflection, right? Like seeing other people in yourself. Like in this moment, I can see myself in you. You know what I mean? I can see myself in Kim Princess, in Vivian, right? Like I can see
Yeah.
myself in each bit of what's around me, and Arnie was even saying it earlier, the idea of the fractal nature of the universe, right? Is exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
to be honest with you, I first started with Reiki. And the problem with that, I shouldn't say problem, but the problem with Reiki is that you're not supposed to talk
Hmm.
while you're doing it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And right away, loved ones would come in. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
wait, I can't talk? Like, I'm supposed to be quiet and do my thing with them? So I kind of quickly went in. I enjoy Reiki, but I like talking more to spirit.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
have to be quiet during a Reiki session.
yeah,
That was
totally.
challenging for me.
That's funny. That reminds me a lot of Janice. I knew Janice was a Reiki because that's kind of what brought us back together. But
Yeah.
it was only after that that she said, "Oh yeah, I'm a medium too," and the messages come through during Reiki, right?
Yeah.
And I guess she likes Reiki more. She doesn't
Yeah.
love. I guess I don't want to say that because she's a great medium, you know what I mean? I don't think she's being called. Well, actually that's not true too either because now she's been doing a lot of group readings and stuff, so I guess she is being called. Maybe she's a little reluctant. I don't know.
It
I
was
don't
just
know how to.
however it's going to unfold for her.
Yeah, yeah, and that's and actually interesting because Vivian is saying, Michael, what
Maybe.
stops you from strengthening your skills? And I don't think there's anything stopping me. I think it's happening, and I always jokingly say, like, I'm just waiting for waking up one day and having someone sitting at the end of my bed. Like, I feel like I'm right there, and I'm not. I'm not looking for it, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
part of it, right? It's like I
Well,
know.
it might not be that obvious, and I actually which I think you already know this. You already do get these downloads and these
Hmm.
drop-ins.
Hmm.
I don't know that the majority of us, can actually see spirit. I think the majority of us, our other clairs are stronger. I don't know about everyone else, but if I actually, saw a spirit, I would probably, I don't know if I'd be excited or scared. I think I'd probably be scared.
Right. Yours is
I mean,
more
I do
feeling.
see
It's.
things I see things out of the corner of my eye a
Hmm.
lot,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
um, and I see it in other ways that don't frighten me, that I welcome, or the knocks, Jennifer Rose gets a lot of the knocks,
Hmm.
that is welcoming. I love that.
Right. Right. Interesting. Yeah. It's again. I'm totally fascinated by all of the clairs and like all of the things really fascinate me. Right.
Yeah.
And even and I've talked about this too. Like as a musician, right, and as a creative person, I understand channeling on a different level, right? It's not a trance channel. All of a sudden, all these messages are coming through, but it's being in the zone, right? Just connecting to some sort of energy that is coming out as art, as music, as
Oh, yeah.
dance, as whatever it might be. I think,
Oh, yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
totally.
beautiful. One last comment, that I did want to answer for Evelyn.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
asked how my husband accepted all of that. And,
It's a good
honestly, I
question.
want to say that, yeah, it is a really, really good question, because I will tell you something. I talk to a lot of mediums where, their families are not on board. Their families might think they're crazy, or,
Hmm.
you're just imagining this. But honestly, I want to say that my husband probably started it, because his mom, which, probably when I was 16, I probably thought she was a little cuckoo or woo woo. But she used to go see a medium, and she was very open to all of that. My husband, it comes from a Hispanic culture, so
Hmm.
some of it
Wow.
may have been called something a little bit different.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so my husband was born in an area, that was very, very old. He lived in an old Victorian style home when he was younger, and there were children in spirit that were present in that house. And
Hmm.
he can recall as a young child, like talking to them, and
Wow.
having interactions with them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in our home, it was very natural to talk about this.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then, my son, he, like, even today, he's like, "Can I pull some cards?" Like, he's now 21, but even when he was like even younger than that, he wanted to play with card decks and,
Hmm. Hmm.
ask me questions. So I'm very, very lucky that my family is very open to this and very accepting.
Sure. Yeah.
My sisters, my family, my mom and dad are both passed, and I really wasn't doing any of that when they were alive.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
tell you right now, they're obviously my biggest cheerleaders, and
They know.
they're guiding me the whole way. So they
Amazing.
absolutely do know and support it.
That's
So
amazing.
thank you for
Yeah.
asking that, Evelyn.
Yeah. I
Appreciate it.
love that. I love that. You know what? We're like
I
we're
know we've been
cranking. Yeah,
chatting.
we're cranking. Yeah, we've been chatting. I love chatting with you. You're amazing. I
Thank
love your
you.
story. It's funny because I wasn't even going to say this, but I'm going to say this. Like, I think we're all human, right? And a big thing for me, a big part of my journey is learning non-judgment, right? I think that's such an important thing. And when I first saw you, I was like, who is this nanny, the nanny looking woman that it says she's a psychic, right? Like immediately, like just by appearance.
Yeah.
And the minute I saw you on a show, and that's something I want to ask you too, I was just like, oh my God, she's amazing. I was like, this,
Thank you.
and it was just like it's like those kind of moments where you're just like, holy, what was I thinking? Like, why was I judging? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like this whole world opened up to me, and it was just amazing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was like, oh, should I say that? But it's like it's actually an homage to who you are, right?
Me
And
too. It's part of the human
yeah,
condition to do that. And you're not
yeah,
the first person that has, judging a book by its cover. And,
uh,
you know, I think when people start opening and talking to me, I for some reason people just tell me their life story. Like I
right,
think that
right,
they think I'm maybe this little prima donna, which I am. I don't, I like what I like. I don't like to get dirty. I don't like to sweat. I don't like any of that.
right.
Um, but I'm
But
really
but
down
but
to.
here's the thing. It's knowing that. It's knowing who you are. What it is it's this confidence that I think, and I think that's where the judgment comes from, right? It's like almost like a trigger thing, right? Like I'm being
Yeah,
triggered, and you have to look at why am I being triggered? What is it about myself, right? That's making this happen. And so for me, I feel like fashionably spiritual. You have a very specific fashion sense. You know what you want to look like. You know what I mean? And it's not like I've never seen somebody who looks like you, but it's almost like, well, that's the nanny, or that's like, maybe somebody who's high maintenance, or all of these different judgments, right? Whatever it
yeah,
is, which totally was blown out of the water. So for me, now when I look at you, I see somebody who's not afraid to express themselves exactly the way they need to feel comfortable. And that's what life is about, right?
yeah.
Is we all need to learn
That's
how to
right.
express ourselves
That's
how
right.
we feel most comfortable,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
agree with you. I agree with you. And
Yeah.
there are some people that are so comfortable in their own skin, and you just can tell. And sometimes you just like, what's the recipe for that? Like, I want to be
Hmm.
like that. Like, I
Hmm. Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
it's a over
Hmm.
time
Exactly.
thing.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
sure I wasn't. Well, yeah, I kind of always was this way.
Yeah.
Just had to
Actually,
get time that I
actually,
wasn't.
actually, Evelyn says, I remember you seeming very nervous on Jennifer's Sunday show years ago.
Yes.
I love the
Yeah.
confidence you
No,
have
I
now.
still am. I still am, Evelyn. I get nervous. So the funny thing is, during the day, I'm a manager and I do a lot of trainings. And, now everything is all about Zoom, whether it's about Zoom or getting in front of a class. I don't know. I've always just gotten nervous, even if I know my material.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes now, this world, we don't have a script, we don't have notes. So I think, honestly, my remembrance of my daytime life
Yep.
carries over here. And it's like, holy shit, this one's even scarier because there's no notes.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah,
So,
I've
yeah.
been at work, I work for a digital marketing agency, and we've been working on this very intense project, and I don't do stress. I really try to avoid
Nice.
stress as much as I can, right? Because I feel like it's a choice, almost sometimes, right? But this project that I'm working on has introduced some stress into my life that I don't feel like is a choice. I'm like, all right, it's stress, but it is my choice how I deal with it, right? And
Yeah.
how I handle it. So I feel stressed but blessed at the same
Yeah.
time, right?
I
Like
agree.
here's an opportunity for me to navigate something that might be out of my comfort zone, which we've been talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's important for everybody to kind of, let it be okay. Comfort zone's okay too, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you know, as long as you know that you're not necessarily growing in that comfort zone, right? Take a moment to pause. That's
Yeah.
fine. But I think it's all about growing. I
You know,
mean,
you know what I
you
realized,
what
Michael?
do you realize?
I realized something again, it might take me, another 20 more years to learn more stuff, which I'm sure I will.
Hmm.
But I currently have a pinched nerve on my left side of my neck.
Oh.
And I have really severe left arm pain, and it goes to the middle of my back.
Mm,
So I've been going to physical therapy twice a week.
mm,
So what I realized, now that I got these little target zones, I realized that when I'm working and you're reading an email or someone comes in to ask you a question, I'm realizing, because I can feel it now, like you read an email, what? No, that's not right. And I feel myself tighten up.
Mm,
This is why I got to where I'm at.
mm,
So it's really going to be practice for me to not get those reactions as strongly
mhm,
as I'm getting them. And like you said, you know what? It's a blessing. I have a job.
mhm,
I'm
mhm,
working. I
mhm.
don't care that they just wrote an email that doesn't make sense and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm
Right.
just going to smile and I'm going to handle it and I'm going to respond
That's
back.
that's how
That
I've been feeling, right?
that's tensing up.
Not taking it so as like, why are you guys taking this so seriously? Now that's, in a way, there's lots of money involved and all of that stuff. So, and I'm sure there is in your job too. But
Yeah.
like the world, like it's all an illusion anyway. Right? I mean, like in the big picture, and that's what I've been telling myself. I'm not going to be dead tomorrow through this. This isn't going to kill me. This is just going to make me stronger. You
Right.
know what I mean?
If we if we
But
if we allow it to, it's gonna eat
yeah,
us up.
yeah, and that's again a choice. We have to choose to allow it to, and not be like, "Oh my God, why is this happening? I'm just going to go home and go to sleep and have to face it tomorrow. I'll deal with it tomorrow." And it's just the
Exactly.
same thing. So
Exactly.
I'm again. That was why I was saying I'm so fortunate to. Hey, I have this to do tonight. I'm going to sit. I'm going to be with a bunch of people who love what we're talking about, who are here to spend some time with us, and I get to talk to Nancy Muratalla.
Awesome. I thought the same exact thing. A
That's awesome.
coincidence.
I love it. I love it. So let's see. I mean, not to
All
turn the
right.
corner really quick, but let's see if we can get some energy together to do some readings. I know some
Sure.
people are chomping at the bit there. I would love a message. A
Okay.
couple of times. I see Anna coming in a couple of times. So
All
let's go
righty.
backwards and
All
start with
right.
Anna.
Let's definitely start with Anna. Anne, excuse me. How are you doing,
Oh,
Anne?
Anne. Yep.
Okay, my dear. So you have a lot going on.
Mhm.
I really, even just talking about, and I know Spirit likes to use us as, instruments for things that we're currently feeling. I do feel a lot of stress. I do feel like there's a lot going on. I do feel like there's some tensing up on your part. Um, I also feel like it's a situation that has been ongoing for you. And let me just read your question really quick. I would like a message if you feel my situation will improve soon. Okay, thank you. And you all are welcome to, if you have a specific question, you are welcome to, I'll kind of just do some rapid fire readings, psychic or card readings. Um, and I do feel like there is going to be some work on your part. You do have a lot going on, and I really think that maybe taking some steps back and really evaluating the situation. I do think that your situation will improve. Um, and I don't know specifically what your situation that you're referencing is, and that's okay. But I do feel like you may have to take a couple of steps back and reevaluate maybe how you're viewing it. Because when I kind of what I see is that there's like two pathways that you can go. And I hate to say it, one's going to be the road of least resistance, but I do think maybe it might take a different perspective to maybe view the situation in order to work through it, if that makes sense for you. Um, I do feel like you will make the right choices. Some of it you have control over. I do understand that, and some of it you may not. Okay. And that's going to be where you're going to take a leap of faith, and you're going to be hoping for the best outcome, which I do see that hopefully will start improving for you. I just want to add one last thing. I feel like there might be a situation that will open up for you where I don't know if it's like a career opportunity or some kind of an extracurricular type activity or opportunity that I feel is also going to bring you a lot of peace, and it's also going to bring you some additional financial relief, if that makes sense for you. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that, Anne, and I hope that that helps you. You are retired. Okay, thank you. I just feel like there's an opportunity coming your way that could also have some monetary compensation for you. That would be something that you would actually enjoy doing in your spare time. So be open, because you may find it very rewarding, is what I'd like to say. Thank you,
Nice.
Anne.
Nice.
Okay, Geraldine, do you see things getting better in family? Please feel like it's never ending. Do you see things getting better in family? Okay, let me feel into that. Okay. So the first thing that comes to me, I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication happening. There's a lot of miscommunication happening. There's a lot of hurt and hard feelings. I'm also feeling like there's also been words spoken um, that people are having a hard time getting past. Okay. So, Geraldine, I feel like Spirit is saying sometimes you don't need to do anything. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to try to fix anything. Um, I'm feeling guided to suggest to you, um, let time go by. I think that's going to help with the healing. Maybe be open to, I don't know if I want to use the word forgiveness, but I might want to say, Spirit is kind of telling me, be open to how somebody else might be feeling and how it could be misinterpreted into more of a fear-based reaction, if that makes sense for you. Meaning that they're being guided in different ways, where almost they have like protection and a shield up, and it might be coming out in very hurtful ways.
Can I say something?
Yes.
When you started talking, and maybe this is just because Geraldine might understand this word more. I heard the word ego.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe there's some ego involved. I don't know if it's on Geraldine's side or on the other side, but even if Geraldine was to understand that that's what it was, that would help the situation. I don't know if that was my psychic abilities coming through, but that was like I heard that word strong as you were talking, like just another way to say what you were saying.
Yeah, I agree. Let some time go by. Geraldine, she says, yes, so true.
Hmm.
Um, let some time go by. I feel like it is going to resolve itself, but I also think that people are going to evolve. May not evolve 100% where you would like it to, but I do think that you're going to see some steps that will feel better and right for you, that they are at least trying, if that makes sense, Geraldine. Okay. So I'm going to leave that with you, sending lots of love and
Beautiful.
healing to that situation.
Awesome.
Thank you, Geraldine.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, that was cool, Vivian, to hear that. I definitely heard the word, and not only did I hear it, but I was like, you have to say it. You have to say it.
You sure do.
Interrupt. Say it.
I just have to do one really quick one for Kim Princess.
Okay.
I
Good.
also don't necessarily get animal communications. And I know Jennifer just recently read for Lucy, but I am picturing Lucy right now. I do feel like she is kind of at your knees. I see that she is like she's licking your like you're sitting in a chair, and I feel like she's trying to like lick your hands, and she's trying to like show you love. I also see her kind of spreading out, and she really enjoyed those belly rubs. So she just wants you to know that she's still all around you. There's so much love that she has for you and your daughter. So she just wanted to pop in to say hi to you. Yeah, lots of licking, lots of licks that it licks that it hit.
Very nice, very nice. And we have fans of Lucy out there. Evelyn says,
Yes,
Lucy,
Lucy's become famous.
very nice. And Lynn Juno is out there. What's up, Lynn? Good to see you.
Hey, Lynn,
A
hey
little
girl.
sacred spiral party.
Yes, our kaleidoscope
Awesome,
queen.
awesome. You're on fire. Did you say you have somewhere to go, or uh, are
Let's
you?
see who else. I'm having a hard. I don't know. I'm having a hard time reading. Okay, thank you, Kara Kim. I know you're smiling right now. Oh yes, yes. All right. Any other specific questions? Just put them in the chat. Let us know that you're still here.
Awesome.
Is there anyone else that has left anything for me? Tim, I'm open for
Tim,
one.
I do want to give a shout out to Tim. Tim, I always see. I love that somebody in the chat room is inevitably going to ask Tim how his son is doing. His son's been going through a lot of medical tests. So Tim, we always send a little bit of love to you. If everybody could just focus on Tim and Taryn, his son. Those guys are such warriors on this earth who just like get through so much adversity as far as health issues and things like that.
Oh my goodness. So Tim, I do feel like I have a woman in spirit here with me, and she does feel maternal. Would you understand a grandmother being crossed over? I was trying to stay away a little bit from mediumship because I know that there was a little bit of a lag in time, but I definitely, right when you were talking about Tim and his situation with his
Hmm.
son's health, I immediately felt a woman coming in. I'm going to just give you a couple pieces of evidence, and if you could just put in the chat if you understand it. I do feel like there is a woman. She comes in very lovingly. I feel like perhaps she could have had some type of a mobility issue. I don't know if my hips hurt a little bit, so I don't know that she necessarily needed a walker or anything like that. But I feel like my hips are hurting me a little bit. I feel like I got some pain in my legs. So if you can let me know if this is someone that you resonate with. I also feel like she's very matter of fact, and definitely spoke her mind. She spoke up when she needed to and said what she wanted to say as she needed to say it. We'll give Tim just a
Yeah,
moment.
give him a second to validate. I love when the personalities come through.
Yeah. I almost feel like her hands are on her hips and she's just kind of saying it as is. My kind of woman.
Sounds like his
Okay,
grandmother.
grandmother. Okay. I'm also getting okay, all right, hang on. They didn't want me to move on yet. I'm also feeling a gentleman in spirit with her. He's kind of like stepped to the back. I feel like there would have been a little bit of a gentle, and I'm saying this very carefully, a little gentle sarcasm between the two. They kind of like frick and frack sometimes. They kind of had their own little sarcasm with each other. I don't know the relationship. I don't know if that would have been your grandfather. I feel he's kind of he's behind her. Of course he is, because she's like front and center, and he's like stepped to the back of her. I'm also sensing this would have been somebody, because I can smell cigarette smoke. So I don't know if it would have been a cigar or a cigarette at one time, but I feel like he's kind of just chilling in the back. And I also felt like he would have been a straight shooter as well. And I feel like he was somebody that would have had a lot of confidence. So just validate that for me if you can. They do bring a lot of love and support. And I know Michael mentioned that your son has some challenging health issues. Would you understand a healer in the family? Your grandfather. Okay, thank you, Tim. I don't know. I just picture some. So first of all, your grandmother's got very magical hands, and when the Reiki world, we talk about our hands being vibrating and being very magical. And I can see your grandmother's hand. She's very magical, and she does have a huge role in trying to help with the healing with your son. But I also feel like there's someone in the family, and I feel a little drawn to you, Tim, that you have some magic healing powers that you may or may not be aware of.
Mm,
So I'm going to just drop that on you. I'm just going to drop the mic on you with that.
nice.
I just see somebody here in the living that puts hands on your son. And it actually, it's powerful. It's quite beautiful, actually. Um,
Yeah.
I'm also getting the months December and August for you. I don't know if those are birthdays or anniversaries, but that's what she has given me. So I wanted to leave that with you. Lots of love from the other side. They are supporting, they are helping with the healing, and sending you and your family so much love, Tim. So thank you. Thank
Amazing.
you for letting me
Yeah.
work with you.
Nice, beautiful. And I was going to say, Tim, I have met Tim in person, and I've known Tim. Tim was actually a fan from the live stream of consciousness from day one. He knew Jesse
Oh,
Blaze and came on to see Jesse Blaze. And as I got to know Tim, I always felt that there was something kind of magical about him. His disposition, um, in light of the situation, his own health situation, his own story. He's had like parts of his stomach removed, and like he's been through so
oh
much.
wow.
And then he met this amazing, beautiful woman. His story is amazing too. He met this amazing, beautiful woman in Brazil. Total different language barrier through a friend that connected them, and now they have a beautiful son. And they're all kind of going through health issues, but the disposition on all of them is like such a beautiful outlook on life, even through, situations where a lot of people could be like, why is this happening to me? I don't think that's ever. Look, they're always with a smile. They always show up with a smile and like this attitude about how amazing life is.
Wow.
So thank you, Tim, for always
Yeah.
bringing your energy here and being a part of my life and a part of my show. And I hope that Nancy's reading hit home for you, because that's pretty powerful. And
That's
yeah.
hard stuff to go through. I mean, our love goes out to you, and I know he put something else in the chat that they haven't gotten some of the greatest recent news, and
Hmm.
yeah, that's hard stuff to go through. So we're sending you so much love,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yes. A group hug for Tim. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
everybody
Awesome.
can send Tim lots of love. Thank you.
Totally, totally. Nancy, you're amazing. You're so much fun to talk to.
Thank
You
you.
still have any more left? We can wrap it up if you want. You
No,
know,
let's see. Who would like a reading? Just put it in the chat if you'd like a reading from
if
me.
anyone's looking for the last minute reading, it's
Who's
after
in
10,
this?
but there's some still people in the audience. Everyone's hanging out late.
Thank
I'm
you,
not gonna
Tim,
I'm
for the
not gonna kick
validation.
I'm not gonna kick everyone out. Sending love to Tim. Yes, Tim. Tim, thanks so much. Yes, Tim.
Thank you. Yes, they're definitely highlighting. They will be helping eat the cake and blow out those birthday candles. That's for
Hmm.
sure.
All right, you just got a bunch of people who said open. You take your choice.
Okay.
You got Arnie and Debbie and
Awesome.
Jennifer.
Okay. Oh, I
And
love
I'll
Debbie O. Debbie, I love
highlight you
all of
again.
you. I love all of you. So
Amazing group. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Debbie
And
O, love you, girl. I know I've read for you before, but I don't remember what I've ever told you, so I apologize. So we're just gonna start anew. Um, okay, first thing that I'm getting for you, Debbie, um, you definitely need some rest and rejuvenation. I feel like you have been through the mill. I feel like you have been just going. I just see the Energizer Bunny with you. I feel like there's been a lot of things coming at you in a lot of different directions. I feel like also too. So sometimes what happens is I drink an espresso before these things. Like some people do water like they're supposed to, and they follow these strict rules. I do an
I
espresso
know.
because by the end of the day, I've had a full day and I'm tired. So I'm like, so okay. Rewind. So what I'm getting for you, Debbie, is that I feel like you have definitely had some, thank you, Debbie, some peaceful awareness. Okay. That's how I want to describe it to you. You've had a lot of peaceful awareness where you're actually now able to consciously remind yourself to be in the moments, to be calm, to be, collective, to count to 10 before you react to things. But I'll tell you, girl, you had a lot going on. So sometimes we can easily forget that. Um, so what I am getting for you is to go back to maybe some of the breathing exercises. It's also being encouraged for you to do more, whether you like nature, you like the beach. I'm hearing more walks, more peaceful time, more, walking where you're actually paying attention. Oh, those flowers are really pretty, or oh, the ocean's really pretty.
Mhm.
Like really kind of being settled in your own mind, because I do feel like you have a lot going on. And I know this sounds really corny, and yes, things are definitely shifting for you, but I see like this big rainbow that's it's moving slowly. I see this rainbow. It's also kind of a reminder that new things are starting for you. Sometimes I like to talk in cycles. So I feel like this has been a little bit of a chaotic cycle that you have been in for a little while. I do feel like you're coming to the end of this cycle come June, where I feel like there's going to be some calmer waters for you. See, it's so funny, Michael. I just had a side note. I'm from New York, but I left when I was really young, and I
Mhm.
don't have the accent, but every now and again, I just wanted to say water.
Water.
Okay? And I don't talk like that normally,
You'll
but
be by the
every now and
water.
again, a word
Yeah, yeah.
slips out. So you need to go to the
I'm in
water.
Long Island, yeah. So believe me, it's
Debbie,
like
you
I
need to
know.
go to the water, okay? You need to go to the water. So I'm just feeling some serene time because you've had a lot going on. Yes, it's been a crazy cycle for you, but there is good news. So there's been a lot of movement happening, a lot of movement for you. But I do feel like some new opportunities are going to be presented to you. And it's not going to be which one do I pick? It's going to be which one do I not pick? I just feel like there's different opportunities that are going to come your way, but they're also going to be very comforting, very healing. They're going to have excitement. Because I do feel like, I don't want to say you're a little bored right now, because how could you be busy and be bored? But I do feel like you're a little bored right now and you need a little stimulation. It's coming. I do feel like you're going to, in a good stimulation kind of way, that is
Yeah.
coming for you, and it's going to feel right and it's going to feel good. So I'm going to leave that with you, beautiful. Thank you for letting me
Debbie, Kim says go to the water, have coffee.
have coffee in your water.
Have coffee. Go have coffee at the water.
And it's only certain words. Maybe I'll slip and say quarter,
I
water.
love that. Nice one. Nice one, Debbie. Nice.
All
Awesome.
right. Who else do we got? Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, do whatever. You're awesome. You're on
Okay.
fire. I'm not putting out the fire.
All right.
Let the fire die out when it's ready
Yes,
to
I'm
die out.
both bored and hectic. I know. And you would think, Debbie, that one doesn't go with the other, but it sure does. It
Yeah,
absolutely does.
for sure.
Sometimes we want to be chaotic and it's not in a fun way.
It's all
You're
the same
welcome,
thing.
Debbie.
It's all part of the same thing.
All right. Who else? Michael, you pick.
You want me to pick? All right. I know Vivian was asking, when can I be physically at my best again?
Ooh, I love that. Okay,
Mm.
my friend. Ooh, okay. So again, the first thing I got for you, maybe because I'm in physical therapy, so not necessarily physical therapy, unless you want to, of course. And again, I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose. But I do feel like if you're not already, I do think that there needs to be slow baby steps. I can't picture, I don't know why I'm getting something with your leg. Not sure if that resonates, but I'm getting something with your leg. You can let me know if that makes sense for you. I just feel like there's some aches and pains that are going on there. Um,
Mhm.
so I feel like more movement, Obviously, you need to be very careful with that, depending on what you have going on. There needs to be a little bit more movement. I know you're a very busy lady with what you do for work. I am seeing kind of almost like a walking group with other people. I'm
Mm.
seeing that because the time goes by so fast, weakness in my right leg. Okay, thank you. And it's too late. I can't say it now, but I did feel like it was the right leg. I was like touching my leg as I was saying it to you, but it's too late because I didn't say it. Thank you for that validation.
You know, so that's all that matters.
Right. So I see, and I will tell you why this is coming too. Because when I used to do walking with people, I always used to pick somebody who talked as quickly as I did and talked all the time. Went by so quickly, and you got your workout in, you got your walk in. But I also didn't choose to go for a walk with somebody that was really tall because they walked too fast, and that hurt me. So you got to find that sweet spot of walking with just the right people that go at your pace. Because if you go too fast too soon, you're actually really going to hurt yourself more. So
Mm.
again, I'm just talking about slow little baby steps. If you have not already begun doing that.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
when are you going to start feeling better? Vivian, I don't know that I know this sounds discouraging because I'm in the same boat. I don't know that we're ever going to be 100% better, but we can certainly change our quality of life and improve it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. And I know you are already a big advocate with that, Vivian. So I do see that there will be some more relief, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So
Nice.
sorry that took me forever to get all of that out, but that's what I
Yeah,
want.
no, I think that's great. And again, I think the cool thing I also think about mediumship and readings a lot of times is that yes, they are specific and like yes, there's validation, but also there's symbolism and there's messages that I think apply to anyone who's within hearing distance, right? In a way. There's always this residual this residual part of the message, I think that's just, the collective, right? We're all connected, right? So it's like
Right. That's right.
it's I feel like it's all just information that's going to benefit everybody, to just feel through and connect to,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in an area that is raining and you can't do walks, like I don't know, I know some malls are closing, but there's a couple of malls that I used to go to that are kind of like in a round circle, and I just literally
It's a
would
good
like
idea, yeah.
do the circle. It's indoors. You got your steps in, all of that.
Interesting. Yeah, you're saying I did see some people say it's just started raining. Evelyn said it just started pouring from nowhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
and
Started
interesting.
pouring and rain. Yep. All right.
Interesting.
How about Michael? You pick one more.
All right, one more. Let's do one more. Michael Zinn's mantra, we're all connected. Yes. Um, let's see who was looking. Any messages from beyond or a general read? So Kelly H3F9U is and Vivian says I love shopping malls.
I
So there
know.
so there you go. You hit on
That's my
something
name.
there.
That's
You
my
must you
nature.
must be psychic.
You must be. And
Yeah.
thank goodness, Michael, I don't laugh like Fran Drescher. That's all I got to say.
That's true. Well, it would be memorable, but
Oh, Miss Jennifer McCormick. All right, my sweet. Okay. So, first of all, Big Papa's right there with you today. Just loving on you. I do want to say that, okay. He wants to talk a little bit about the kids. Um, I know and I do already know this about Jennifer. I do know that she has some extensive situations, learning challenges, some of that, which my son also does have that. Um, um, I just, okay. Okay. Here's how I'm going to unfold this for you. And he's doing this, and I'm getting chills with this. He's doing this in a way because I can relate to it. So, my son, special ed, his entire school career. And, sometimes we get the reports back that it's really quite a struggle for them. And I can remember many days just sitting in the corner, just bawling my eyes out because we want nothing more than for things to be easy for our kids. We don't want them to struggle. We don't want them to be left out. We don't want them to be made fun of, all of the things. He's coming in really loving because you work really hard for your kids. You really make a difference. You are their biggest advocate. Um, and his hat really goes off to you. And he's winking and laughing like, yeah, my fishing hat. It comes off for you. What an amazing job that you do. Know that I'm here supporting you every step of the way. It is okay to break down and cry because we care. We love our kids. And Jennifer, I'm the biggest supporter of kids with special needs and learning developmentally. It's challenging. So your husband just really comes through and with so much love for you. So I hope that I shared it in a way that he showed it to me. There's lots of support, and I already can probably guess with you because I'm feeling like you do have other support groups of other parents that are in the same situation. And that's really good if you do have that, because it's important to know that we're not alone, and we can share some of this with other parents as well. Yeah.
So interestingly enough, Jennifer says yes, two sons with disabilities. Our youngest is diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, and it's been worrying time, especially on my own, making decisions, hoping they're the right decisions. Yes. So interesting, because as I had said, Kelly was looking for a reading, right? I said Kelly was looking for reading, and then you honed in on Jennifer, and Kelly was like, "Is this for me?" And as you started talking, she said, "I have an autistic grandchild."
Oh,
So
wow.
Kelly, I don't know if you felt, and that was right after I said these messages come through,
Wow.
and they're they're
For
multiple
both of them.
meanings. So Kelly, I think Nancy was focusing on Jennifer, but I feel like there was a part of that you were meant to hear. You know what I mean? And I love that too. I love that subscription that I have in life. I have a couple of subscriptions, and one of them is everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the moment it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? People show up when they're supposed to show up. Piggybacked messages. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kara Jade says my son is also
Yeah.
autistic,
Yeah.
which is a whole other episode of autism and the telepathy tapes and
Yeah.
the idea of words, right? Like the idea of a spectrum. And they say, "Oh, he's on the spectrum." I feel like so is ultrasonic sound and ultraviolet light, but we can't see it. So autistic people who are on the spectrum have these senses of these things that we can't sense.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, which
My
is
love
it.
goes out to all of you. God bless
Yeah,
you all.
yeah. God bless you all for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And I
Yeah.
love that there was kind of a group energy in that message.
Yes. Wow.
Awesome, Nancy. Amazing,
Woo.
amazing, amazing night. How you feeling?
Great, great. I still have a little bit of sore throat, but I'm still going. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was really fantastic.
Wow.
Amazing conversation with you. And then
Thank
again,
you.
a rapid burst of on fire readings. Really, really good.
Yes, yes.
Um,
I do want to leave the group with something that really has been resonating with me for the last probably
please.
forever, but I really want to just say, and I really want to stress you to trust yourself more than you doubt yourself.
Mm,
Okay? Because the doubt is always so much higher than the trust. And if we can just kind of flip that switch a little bit,
hmm.
that would feel so good.
Right, right. And forgive yourself for the doubt. It's okay. You're allowed to doubt, but I agree with Nancy. Trust more, than the doubt. Because think about how it feels, right? How does it feel to trust yourself versus how does it feel to doubt yourself? You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? It's like this is all what awareness is all about for me. It's like, wait a second, I could be angry, but I don't like the way that feels.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
we're
going
gonna
to
have
be
to
happy.
practice that because it may not come so naturally for a lot of
Right,
us.
right, exactly, exactly, you know.
Yeah.
Totally, totally.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. What a great night. Thank you guys all for being here. Nancy, thank
Awesome.
you for being here. I'm
Thank
sure we'll
you.
have you back again. I'm sure we'll see each other around this sacred spiral that we all love to keep running around in the
That's
sacred
right.
spiral. And we'll see you again. And I do a show on Thursday nights at 9, the live stream of consciousness. And of course, I will be back on Tuesday, always holding space for somebody amazing and for you people and for myself. We're all holding space for each other. So
Thank you,
peace,
Michael. Thank you for
everybody.
having
Thank
me.
you. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the week. Peace.
Bye, guys. Love you.